So I hope you're familiar. So I hope you're getting familiar with XD. Now we're almost ready to actually get our project started, and this is going to be obviously the more fun portion of the whole course. So I can't wait to get started with you on that one. But before we jump in and do that, in the next section, while we get started on our designs, we're going to be using wireframe kits that Adobe XD provides, which are super useful, and you'll see why in just a second. I want you to go to File in your menu option and then go ahead and click on Get UI Kits. Once you do that, XD will actually go ahead and open up your browser, and it should land you on a page like this one. If you're not on this page, you can just go ahead and take a pause here and make sure to follow this link right here. But you should be taken to this page by default. And so what are UI kits? Well, UI kits are essentially user interface kits that have already been put together by other designers for XD so that you can actually use them in your designs to speed up your design process. And so what that means is that companies like Apple, Google, Amazon, and so on have created these frameworks, design frameworks, so you can actually go ahead and get these kits. And so instead of having to reinvent or redraw a navigation bar like this one here, you can actually go ahead and just use this one in your designs, which is essentially what most designers do in order to mimic what the app will look like in an actual iPhone or iOS app. This is really important because I've seen designers redraw or recreate these from scratch, but really there's no point because these are available to you for free to use from your XD UI kit website. So whether you're designing a bootstrap project for web or you're putting together an app for Android, you can always go ahead and use the kit to be able to speed up your design process. And of course, we'll be using this in the next section while we work on our mobile app. Just to give you an idea of how this works, I'm going to go ahead and get the kit on the Apple design. Depending on when you're watching this, these kits may be different or may look different. So don't panic if you don't see exactly the type of kit that we see here, or these images might be different depending on what iOS is out at the time. So let's go ahead and click on Get the Kit, which will take us to Apple's website. And from here, we have access to iOS and iPadOS kits, which we can download using this little XD icon over here for download. Now, this is a bit of a big file, so it might take some time to download, so be patient with it. It will take its time, and eventually it will open up. So just take a pause here if you need to. If you're on a Mac, then go through your usual setup process, and you should then be able to see this little file, or folder, I should say. And once you go ahead and open it up, you'll get these design template for iPad. This one's for iPhone, I believe. And last but not least, this is for your textiles. This is the one we're interested in if we're designing for an iPhone app. So let's go ahead and click on the design templates plus components plus guides dash iPhone.xd. By double clicking it, XD will go ahead and open it up. Now, if you do get prompted to allow XD to open files from downloads, go ahead and click OK. It might take some time to open this file, so be patient with it. But once it does load, it should look something like this. So with my design template opened up, I can just simply go ahead and let's say I'm working on adding maybe an activity view control like this one over here. I can simply go ahead and copy this one by clicking it and clicking Control or Command C or Control C on Windows, going back to my project and then just pasting it wherever I want. So of course, right now we're not working on an iPhone app, so this is not as relevant. But one thing I do want to note is that when you do import or paste something from another file, you may get this missing font. So this is simply because Apple's using certain fonts inside of the design here that we don't have on our machine, so that's why we're getting that little missing font. But you can totally go ahead and find these fonts and install them, and then this error should go away. So don't panic if you get something like this. This is usually why it happens. So that's how you essentially use UI kits to speed up your design process. This might not make a lot of sense right now, but once we do start working on our project, you'll see how useful it will be.